Have you ever said yes to a favor when every single fiber of your being was just screaming no?
Oh, yeah.
You know that exact feeling, right? Your stomach instantly drops, your jaw clenches, and yet somehow the words sure, no problem just sort of tumble out of your mouth.
Before your brain can even catch up.
Exactly. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Rick's English channel. Today we are doing a deep dive into something that affects, practically everyone.
It really does. It's a universal struggle.
Right. And our learning purpose for this deep dive today is to really unpack why we do this. We're going to learn how to stop being people pleasers, how to set healthy boundaries, and most importantly, we're going to learn some very simple, practical English phrases to politely say no.
Because saying no is a skill. It's something you actually have to practice.
It totally is. So we're looking at this really fascinating piece of source material today. It's a guide meant for English learners, and it is simply titled, Don't Waste Your Time Trying to Please Everyone.
And, the brilliant thing about this text is that because it is designed for English learners, the language is kept very clear.
Right. It doesn't use big, confusing words.
Exactly. But hiding inside that very simple, distilled language is an absolute masterclass in psychology. It really breaks down the mechanics of time management and self-care.
It strips away all that academic jargon and just forces you to look at the raw reality of why we overcommit.
And how we manipulate ourselves into doing things we don't want to do.
Yeah. So our mission today is to, well, first understand the psychology, then we'll identify the warning signs in your own life,
Right.
and finally equip you with that practical toolkit to protect your energy.
And as the text reminds us, this is a safe space. The source material has a great quote, I am learning, and it is okay to make mistakes.
I love that. It is okay to make mistakes. So let's just jump right in. Before we can fix this habit of always saying yes, we have to talk about the hidden cost of being nice.
The toll it takes on you.
Right. The source shares this incredibly relatable story. There is a person who is asked by a friend to help move some boxes.
A classic favor.
A completely classic favor. But this person is already exhausted. They've had a long week. They have zero energy left. But they say yes anyway, simply because they don't want their friend to feel bad.
Right. And we really need to look at the aftermath of that decision. What actually happens next?
Yeah, move the boxes, right?
They do. But the person ends up feeling tired and angry.
Mm-hmm.
And the text points out something crucial here. They aren't just angry at the friend.
They're angry at themselves.
Yes, they are angry at themselves for failing to protect their own time.
I get that. I've been there. But I have to push back just a little bit here.
Certainly.
Isn't that just being nice? Like, where exactly is the line between being a kind, supportive friend and being a toxic people pleaser? Moving boxes just sounds like standard friendship stuff.
That is the big question, right?
Yeah.
It really comes down to this core concept in the text. The source defines the phrase, trying to please someone.
Okay, what does it say?
It says to please someone means you are actively trying to make them happy or satisfied. Now, doing that occasionally, as a conscious choice.
Like a gift.
Exactly, like a gift of your time. That is wonderful. That builds strong friendships.
Right.
But doing it constantly, making it your default reaction because you are afraid of conflict, that is a trap.
Because you can't actually make everyone happy.
You simply cannot. It's impossible. And this brings us to the core thesis of the entire text, which is so powerful. Saying yes to everything means saying no to yourself.
Wow. Let me just repeat that for everyone listening. Saying yes to everything means saying no to yourself.
It's profound, right? Every time you automatically prioritize someone else's request, you're actively crossing yourself off your own list.
You're putting your own needs last. And I think, that transition from being a genuinely helpful friend to being a people pleaser, it's super subtle.
Very subtle. You often don't even realize you've crossed that line until you are completely burnt out.
Which perfectly transitions us to the next part of the deep dive. How do you actually diagnose this? The source gives us 3 very specific warning signs that you are wasting your time trying to please everyone.
Yes, 3 major red flags.
So, let's break these down. What is the first sign?
The first one is chronic exhaustion. And we aren't just talking about, I need a quick nap.
Right, like normal tired.
No, this is always feeling deeply tired after interacting with others because you are just constantly overextending yourself.
Yeah.
The text makes a really beautiful distinction here. Helping is good, but helping too much hurts you.
Helping too much hurts you. I love using the analogy of a phone battery for this.
Oh, that's a great one.
Right, like imagine your personal energy is a phone battery. If you let every single person around you plug in and drain a few percentages.
Your friend needs help. A boss needs extra work.
Exactly. Before the day is even half over, your battery is going to be at 0.
And a phone at 0% can't do anything for anyone.
Exactly. So that's sign number 1, chronic exhaustion. What is the second warning sign?
Well, this one is my favorite because it is so physical. The text calls it the heart and mouth disconnect.
The heart and mouth disconnect. Okay, explain that.
So it's when someone asks you for a favor and your mouth says, sure, no problem. But your heart, your internal voice is screaming, I really, really don't want to do this.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. It's like you're watching your own mouth speak and you can't stop it.
Right. You're just watching yourself agree to something you hate. That internal conflict, that physical gut punch feeling, that is your body telling you that you are violating your own boundaries.
So if your mouth is saying yes, but your heart is saying no, that is a huge red flag.
A massive red flag. And that leads directly to the third sign, which is obsessive worrying.
Yes, the overthinking.
Constantly stressing about other people's opinions. The source gives a few examples of these thoughts, like, will they like me? Or will they be angry with me?
Or, will they think I am selfish? I think that last one is the biggest fear for most people.
Without a doubt, we are terrified of being called selfish.
But the text has a really reassuring counter-argument to that fear, doesn't it?
It does, and it is a sentence I think everyone needs to write down. The source says, you are not selfish for protecting your time.
You are not selfish for protecting your time. I mean, that just takes all the guilt away right there.
It reframes the whole concept. Protecting your energy isn't a selfish act. It's basic self-maintenance.
So we've got the 3 signs: exhaustion, the heart-mouth disconnect, and obsessive worrying. Now that we can recognize the problem, we get to the hardest part.
The practical part.
Right. Actually saying the word no. Because recognizing the signs is only half the battle. Forming that 2-letter word and saying it to someone's face is terrifying.
It is, because society has kind of trained us to believe that saying no is just inherently rude.
Yeah, if you say no, you're a bad person.
Exactly. But the source navigates this so beautifully. It explains that setting a boundary isn't an insult. A boundary is simply a line that tells people what is and isn't okay for you.
It's just information.
Exactly, it's just information. And to help with this, the guide provides this genius, very simple toolkit of English phrases. These scripts allow you to be completely kind while holding a very firm boundary.
This is exactly what our listeners need. Let's open up this toolkit. What's the first phrase?
The first one is a classic. I'm sorry I can't do that right now.
I'm sorry I can't do that right now. That is so simple.
It is, but let's break down why it works so well. The I'm sorry provides the kindness, right? It softens the blow.
Hmm?
But the second half, I can't do that right now, that sets the boundary.
It doesn't leave room for an argument.
Exactly. Now, how about this next one? I need some time for myself.
Oh, I like that. It's very clear. It's gentle, but it's totally honest.
And no one can really argue with you needing time for yourself. It's a fundamental human need.
But what if you actually do want to help the person, just like not right this second?
The text has a great option for that too. You can say, I can help you later, but not today.
I can help you later, but not today. That's perfect for when you are genuinely busy but still want to be supportive eventually.
Right. It protects your current schedule without completely rejecting the friend.
Now, what about at work? Because I feel like saying no to a friend is one thing, but saying no to a boss or a coworker feels way more dangerous.
The workplace is definitely tougher, but the source gives a brilliant example for this. Imagine a coworker asks you to do extra work, and you are just entirely drained. The phrase is simply, I'm sorry, I need to rest today.
See, I hear that, and I am amazed at how simple it is. Because my first instinct, and I think a lot of people's instinct, is to write a 3-paragraph essay to justify the no.
Oh, absolutely, the over-explaining trap.
Right. I want to say, I'm so sorry, my car is broken down, and I have a headache, and I promised my mom I would call her.
You just give them all this ammunition?
Yes. Why do we do that?
It's because we feel guilty. But the source gives such incredible advice here. You do not need to provide a long, complicated story. A simple answer is enough.
Because if you give a long excuse, people try to solve it for you.
Exactly. If you say your car is broken, your boss says, oh, take a taxi, I'll pay for it.
And now you're trapped.
You're completely trapped.
Yeah.
But if you just say, I need to rest, there's nothing they can solve. They can't argue with your need to rest.
That is so powerful, just keeping it simple. But it's relatively easy to say no to moving boxes or taking on extra paperwork. What happens when the pressure is a bit more manipulative?
You mean when it taps into our guilt?
Yes, or our ego. The source brings up this really tricky scenario that I think every student or professional has faced.
Oh, the classmate example.
Yes, imagine a classmate or a peer comes up to you and asks you to do their work for them. And they use this line, "Please, can you do this for me? You're so good at it."
Yeah, the flattery trap.
It's lethal because if you say no, you feel like you're letting them down or somehow proving that you aren't actually good at it.
Right. It plays right into your desire for validation.
So how does the text handle this? Because you want to be nice, but you definitely shouldn't be doing their homework.
The text provides the perfect middle ground script for this exact situation. It suggests saying, I can explain it to you, but I can't do it for you.
Oh, wow. I can't explain it to you, but I can't do it for you. That is just surgical.
Isn't it? It's so effective.
It really is because you remain completely kind and helpful. You are offering your expertise, but you are setting an absolute boundary against being taken advantage of.
And you are putting the responsibility back on them where it belongs.
That phrase alone is worth the whole lesson.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a little bit because this conversation naturally leads us into the ultimate people-pleasing arena.
Social media.
Yes, social media. If saying no to one classmate is hard, imagine trying to please hundreds or thousands of strangers online.
It is exhausting just thinking about it.
The text discusses this pressure to edit photos, chase likes, and always look successful and happy. It's like people-pleasing on a global scale.
It really is. And the source has a quote about this that is just profoundly sad, but true. It says, instead of living your life, you are performing your life.
Instead of living your life, you are performing your life. That hits hard.
It does, because a performance always requires an audience.
Right. If you're performing, you're constantly looking out at the audience wondering, do they like this? Am I getting enough applause?
You are handing over your self-worth to an algorithm. You're wasting your actual time hours of your day trying to please everyone who scrolls past your profile.
And most of those people aren't even really paying attention. So what is the antidote to this? How do we stop performing?
The source gives us a grounding mantra to combat this digital pressure. It's something you can say to yourself when you feel that anxiety creeping in.
Okay, what is it?
I don't need to look perfect. I just need to be real.
I don't need to look perfect. I just need to be real. It's like taking a huge deep breath.
It just releases all that tension. You don't have to be a flawless, edited version of yourself. You just have to be human.
I love that. We've really covered some serious ground today looking at this guide.
We have. It's a short text, but it's packed with wisdom.
So let's sort of wrap this up and summarize the ultimate lesson here for you, the listener. What we've learned is that kindness does not mean you must say yes all the time.
Absolutely not. In fact, true kindness requires honesty.
Right. It means being honest with others about your limits and maybe more importantly, being kind to yourself.
You have to protect your own energy first, or you won't have anything left to give anyone else.
Exactly. So connecting back to the practical exercises in this English lesson, we want to give you a direct call to action.
Something to practice this week.
Yes. We want to ask you directly, what is one thing you need to say no to this week?
That's a great question to think about.
Just one thing. Maybe it's taking on extra work when you're tired. Maybe it's spending too much time scrolling on your phone. Or maybe it's just saying no to a favor that gives you that weird feeling in your stomach.
That heart-mouth disconnect.
Exactly. Find that one thing and practice using those simple phrases, I need to rest today, or I can't do that right now.
And remember, keep it simple. Don't write an essay of excuses.
Just the boundary. And as we finish up here, our expert is going to leave you with a final thought to mull over, something to really think about as you go through your day.
Yes. So we've talked a lot today about how saying yes to everyone else means saying no to yourself. But I want you to flip that idea around.
Okay.
Think about all the time and energy you spend worrying, performing, and doing things you don't want to do. If you stop doing all of that, imagine what incredible things you could finally say yes to in your own life.
Oh, wow.
Right. Once you start taking your time back, what hobbies could you say yes to? What dreams? What kind of rest?
That is such a powerful perspective. You aren't just saying no to people. You are making room to say yes to yourself. Well, that is a beautiful thought to end on. Remember, everyone, stop worrying, keep growing, and start living your life instead of performing it. Thank you so much for joining us on Rick's English channel, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.